What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Zcash today, ZEC USD. It is the 17th day of August. And here we are at $511 right now. 5 hours, 52 minutes left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. Zcash has pumped up yet again throughout this range that it's been in. I'm not impressed. I'm not wooed. I don't think anybody should be. Here we are, up 5% on the day. The amount of volume that we've seen is pathetic. It's pathetic, to say the least. It's really not the best. 5 hours left, 6 hours left in the day. Maybe we move up to around average volume. I mean, if we were to break out, and we'd probably see some volume come in. That would do it. But short of anything above $527 happening today, I wouldn't really be impressed with Zcash's price action. I think this is a bull trap. I think Bitcoin's moving up. A lot of the crypto space is having a green day today. Yeah, you look at this here, your list. Most of it's green, some of it's red. What's down 10%? What was that? Home's down 10%. To me, it makes sense that we're probably just going to find resistance here. It's another lower high, and that we do go down, not up. So let's look at the short-term stuff and see what we can come up with here. Looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, that does look like a bull flag. I will say that looks like a very nice bull flag. Bull flags don't always work out. We are in a downtrend, right? You have lower highs, and I guess you don't have lower lows. Do you have lower lows? I don't know. You broke out of your uptrend. You're definitely in a downtrend. Are you in a downtrend? You have lower lows here. I don't know. I would say you're not in an uptrend anymore. Maybe you're not effectively in a downtrend either. You're just in a neutral sideways trend. So, anyways, bull flags are more likely to perform as expected when you're in a bullish trend. We're not really in a bullish trend nor a bearish trend, kind of a neutral trend right now, is what I would say. From a high to a low, low to a high, that measure move would take you up to about $544. If you see this measure move happen, if this is a bull flag and we do see higher highs here, you'll hear me talking about Zcash in an entirely different tone than we've been talking about it for the past few weeks. I would definitely be excited for Zcash at that point, that we might be moving higher. It depends on how we move, depends on how much volume comes in, and other things as well. But I would definitely be excited if we saw something like that. For now, I'm not excited. For now, I'm just kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop, the bearish shoe to drop and take us lower. Looking at this on a 4 hour, or let's go back to the 1 hour. 1 hour basis, RSI looks strong. Stochastics are starting to wane. The MACD is about to wane as well. I mean, it would make sense to me from here that we move down and not up, but time will tell. 4 hour time frame, looking at this here, rejecting the overbought zone. Last time you're overbought, you're at a point to come down. That would take, even if we just came down a little bit, we didn't even see lower lows. That takes away this bull flag, and that takes away some bullish momentum. Stochastics rejecting the overbought zone instead of getting into the overbought zone, not necessarily a positive sign. And the MACD, you've been green for a while, guys, but all you've got is this. Like it seems anticlimactic to me. Like, if this is the big thing, this is the big finish, this is what gets you excited, gets you out of bed in the morning, we're just bored, man. We're moving sideways. We're too bored. That's what it is. 4 hour time frame, not that exciting, honestly, at all. It gives me bearish reset vibes. Like, we've come back up. We're at these points to reject. You've got a lower high. Time to form a lower low. Daily time frame, RSI does have higher highs. You have lower highs in the price. That's hidden bearish divergence. Stochastics are far away from each other. They've diverged from each other, the blue and the orange line. I would think that the blue and the orange oscillators, I would think that that means that you're going to come down. Typically, whenever you get that separation, that is at a point where you do turn around. Whenever they're not as separated, you typically continue to move. But anyways, I don't know how much sense that makes, but just, again, the blue line here is far away from the orange line. You get that separation. That typically means that there's a short-term pump to the upside that likely comes back, right? If not comes back, it at least consolidates before moving higher. MACD, boring and non-eventful, not helpful. You're crossing green today, but you're choppy and sideways. I don't know how helpful it's going to be. When you cross green last time, you're at the top. When you cross red last time, you're at the bottom. It's not really been helpful, so I'm not going to weigh on that too much. All in all, Zcash, you're at kind of a pivotal moment where you could prove me wrong and every bear on Zcash wrong with a move that it's like less than $30. That's all it would take, really. Maybe like $40. It wouldn't take much. But are you going to do it? Do you have the gas in the tank? I don't think you do. I personally don't think you do. You're moving up as you have throughout this whole time without volume, right? The very first time you moved up, you had a good bit of volume. And then you're moving up here, there's some decent volume. And then you're moving up here, there's not a whole lot of volume. You moved up here, there's no volume at all. And today we're moving up with sub-average volume, insanely sub-average. I just, it's not even just sub-average, but lower highs overall. Yeah, you're above the last 2 days. That was the weekend, though. This is really, for how quote unquote big of a day this is, it's not that big of a deal. The volume's not backing it up. So I do think you have lower to go. Overall, looking at this for what it is, it's like a double top. You look at it on a monthly time frame, it's more obvious that it's a double top. Very much reminds me of any double top that I've ever seen. High, lower high, double top, whatever. You likely would go below this level here. My expectation is that Zcash will, in time, go below $185. And whenever it sees that, we will see an overall retracement from this low to high, probably something around the golden ratio zone, $91 to $71, if not lower. If not lower. You take that golden ratio zone right there, that's the 6.9, that's the or the 618, that's the 6.9 right there. Okay, those levels. Golden ratio zone, get rid of the scribbles. And that's right there, prior resistance, prior support. I do believe we're going to go down there. I think it's just a matter of time. And this is a kind of last bit of excitement, false hopes, bull trap before it happens. If I'm wrong, then let this bull flag play out. Let it play out and go to the target areas that it assumes. And if that happens, again, you're going to hear me talk about Zcash in a different light. And then at that point, whenever I flip bullish, that is when we'll drop. That's when it'll dump. We'll see. Time will tell. I've got nothing else for you. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.